Hello everybody, welcome to the Tube. A lot going on. Here's our lineup. Just when they thought it was over, WikiLeaks hits Sony. Mark Zuckerberg's Internetorg project faces world backlash. The mini augmented vision system puts glasses on your car. By 2017, this robot will be able to cook 2,000 different meals. And the new Star Wars trailer makes the whole world freak out, and more. Let's go. If you thought the Sony Leak story was over and couldn't possibly get any worse for Sony, think again. Months after the media storm that followed the high-profile hacking of Sony, whistleblowing website WikiLeaks published a full, searchable archive of the data attributed to North Korean hackers as retribution to the movie The Interview, making fun of their leader Kim Jong-un. The archives include more than 30,000 internal documents and more than 173,000 emails between more than 2,200 employees. It catalogs lobbying efforts, private correspondences between executives, and information on the company's films in development. One of the news stories discovered at the new database shows how Ben Affleck, well, he asked television chiefs to hide the fact that one of his ancestors was a slave owner, removing that fact from the show Finding Your Roots. This archive shows the inner working of an influential multinational corporation, said Julian Assange in a statement, adding that it is newsworthy and at the center of a geopolitical conflict. We're not really convinced that's the case, but hey, a leak is a leak, and we'll keep you updated if more juice comes out. Now, in the US, Facebook fights for net neutrality, but in developing countries, it's a different story. The trouble started this week when several Indian publishers decided to remove their services from Facebook's Internet.org app, claiming the app violates the basic principles of net neutrality. The service already operates in Africa, as seen in this promo, without serious resistance. The app offers users in developing countries access to a select group of services like Facebook, news sites, and health information without paying data charges. That's possible because wherever Internet.org operates, it has negotiated these terms with local carriers. The Indian publishers took issues with this setup, arguing that giving away some services puts those services that aren't available on the app at a disadvantage. Over 750,000 emails have been sent to the Telecom Authority of India, calling for it to reconsider internet neutrality in India. Here's Facebook explaining the concept in their own words.
1/3 of the world is connected to the internet. The majority are not. If you think about the traditional model of distributing internet access, it starts with typically a base station. It's a tower that provides radio signals that propagate to people's devices. What that means is you have to secure land rights to install that tower. You have to have the tower itself with its equipment and so on and so forth. You also need to be able to connect a cable or some type of microwave signal back to a place where you can get the actual internet. And then finally, you need to be able to get power to that. So if we look at each one of those pieces, what we want to do is challenge all of those assumptions to change the way in which we can think about distributing the internet. We know that the world's population as a population density covers 5 orders of magnitude. And it turns out that for that span of population densities, you need different solutions.
So, is Facebook good or bad for net neutrality? We have Jeroen Tenbrink, our chief, here in the studio. Good evening.
Hi.
So, a year ago we thought Internet.org is a great idea. What happened?
Well, you know, it's a great idea for some countries, like we've seen Ghana in the video. Internet.org did not encounter that much of resistance there because the country is mostly disconnected from the web. So people, you know, get some internet access and they're happy about it. But in places like India, which verges on the second world, and a lot of people are connected, and it has a big tech industry, bringing in something like Internet.org is really going against the idea of net neutrality. It creates a different web for poor people. That's the point.
But Mark Zuckerberg said Internet.org can coexist with net neutrality.
You know, it's his big charity dream to bring internet to the third world, and of course he would say that. But the thing is, it doesn't. I mean, net neutrality means like everybody gets the same treatment. Every website, every service, every app gets the same service by web providers. Internet.org is something completely different. It kind of picks what services people can get for what they call in India zero rating, which means your provider does not charge you for the data. Mm-hmm. So Facebook basically picks the services, like it would pick Bing, Microsoft search, and not Google search. It would pick, it wouldn't put YouTube inside, of course, because that's a lot of data. But it would also pick like the second or third job application website and not the first one. Why? Nobody knows. But Facebook kind of decides which website goes on the service and which doesn't. And of course, it cannot put the whole internet on the service because that works against the very idea of providing data free of charge. Mm-hmm. So these two things are just separate things. Net neutrality and Internet.org cannot work together, especially in places like India.
Yeah, but India is very separated in its economy, after all. Maybe that's what he means, that in some parts of India, you really need to have Internet.org for any sort of internet to be available.
He did say that, you know, some internet access is better than no internet access at all. And, you know, for us here in Tel Aviv, it's very comfortable to sit and say, no, everybody should get the same internet. I think, like, the poor people in India would rather have some internet than no internet. But the big question is whether this power should be in Facebook's hands. I mean, or a government, like a committee that decides which websites are essential and which are not. But Facebook has a lot to gain from this project. You know, they're giving internet for free to poor people, but they're also pushing advertisement on poor people not for free. So it's a commercial project. It's not just charity. Facebook has a lot to gain from it, and I don't think Facebook should have the power to decide which commercial service gets into the service and which doesn't.
Okay, you know, some people call Internet.org a form of economic racism. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it's a bit harsh. I mean, I've read this huge article in Quartz, a great online magazine, very in-depth. You know, there is something to it because it creates a different internet for poor people. But creating a different internet for poor people does have its merit. It's, as Zuckerberg said, better than no internet at all, especially when it has to do with, you know, information that you can find on Wikipedia or all kind of healthcare related information, these kind of things, or agriculture related information. These kind of things can make a huge difference, and it does create kind of a new class of internet. But again, you know, who are we to say that those people are better off without it? I think that's just not the case.
So bottom line, can Internet.org be stopped, or is it too late, genie's out of the bottle?
The app is already working in Africa and a lot of countries in Asia, so that's too late. But I think governments in those countries should keep a watchful eye on Facebook and what it does exactly with Internet.org, because the internet, no matter how poor the country is, the internet cannot belong to Facebook. That's the main issue. That's the main problem. Facebook cannot control the internet at a state level.
Okay, I got you. Thank you very much, Yaron.
Thank you.
Let's move on. Uber must be one of the most controversial companies in the world today, and they keep on getting into trouble. Reuters reports that prosecutors in the Netherlands launched an inquiry into the company after police in Amsterdam caught dozens of Uber drivers offering taxi services, a violation of a previous court order. Back in December, a Dutch court banned the company's low-cost service from providing rides to customers on the grounds that it violated commercial driving driver's licensing laws. Uber chose to ignore the ban and is now under criminal investigation in the Netherlands. The startup opened its Amsterdam campaign by offering a gimmicky boat service in the city's canals. Maybe they should get back to that idea. Now, at the moment, Google Glass is just not happening, but maybe a car manufacturer can succeed where Google failed. BMW introduced its mini augmented vision system. The demo at the Shanghai Auto Show presented a set of glasses that contain projectors, a powerful processor, and 2 cameras for each eye. The company has incorporated all the features of a modern smartphone in it, such as Bluetooth, GPS, and Wi-Fi. The glasses enable drivers, for example, to easily see through the car to park safely. They can provide an X-ray type of vision as well. In short, it works like a transparent globe of information. Here is a demonstration of the glasses in action. Fasten your seatbelts. Cooking your own food will soon be a thing of the past because we just saw the chef of the future. Last week, attendees at the Hanover Industrial Robotics Trade Show in Germany sampled crab bisque they had watched the chef prototype known as Molly whip up with its robotic arms. Over several months, 2011 BBC MasterChef winner Tim Anderson helped Molly Robotics bring the robotic chef to life by wearing special gloves that took 3D recordings of his movements in preparing his recipe of crab bisque. When it hits the market in 2017, the robot will be able to cook 2,000 different meals. This is the future chef of your kitchen dreams or nightmares. Now, the new trailer for the new Star Wars movie is the most viral thing in the world right now, with 40 million views in one weekend. So here come the parodies. This time, Louis C.K.'s show Louis gets the Chewie treatment. Feel the force. Funny! And in more Star Wars trailer news, we all saw the trailer, but we haven't really seen it without the reactions of one Matthew McConaughey. It's touching.
Come on. All right.
The force is strong in my family. My father has it. I have it. My sister has it. You have that power too.
Tom Sky is a very popular YouTuber, so popular that he got an offer from Oreo to take a lot of money and make a sponsored video for them on his channel. The result is probably not what they expected.
Wow, is that an Oreo?
Yes, it is.
Delicious. Do it again.
Okay.
You know what we should do? Play with Oreo.
Oreos, two best friends. This Oreo friendship will never end. Even when life gets tough, we stick together like cookies and white stuff. O-R-E-O-O-R-E-O. Friends together to the end. Friendship, Oreos, and friendly friends. Oreos!
Hi, guys. Oh, God, no!
Ben!
Turn it back! Hazel, turn it back!
I don't know how, Tom. I can't.
Ben! Come on, Ben, talk to me!
What do we do, Tom?
Super funny, and that's it. Show's over. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new show of The Tube. You can log on to our Twitter and our Tumblr. It's TheTube24. And always remember, the hardest thing in life is to know what bridge to cross and which to burn. Goodbye.